That really strange surge of motivation right before sleep is one of the most common human experiences when the brain somehow feels this moment to be safe, quiet, and free enough to truly tell you what it wants, an event that rarely happens during the chaotic hours of the day. Days went by in surgical defense mode, multitasking responsibilities, reacting to problems, handling expectations, and making decisions over decisions, from what to say to how to behave to what not to mess up, and that never-ending racket drains your energy while alternatively keeping your deeper thoughts in chains. Your mind is just not busy with deep dreams of grandeur during the day. It is busy worrying about keeping you alive and efficient, i.e. calculating risks, avoiding discomfort, and protecting you from potential embarrassment, failure, or exhaustion. Just about any time the thought of altering your life pops up, it sets up a roadblock with, "This is way too hard, you'll quit anyway," or "It's just not the right time." But nighttime comes, you lay down, and here comes your tired brain, tired of protecting you, tired of overthinking, tired of saying no, tired of its grip loosening, tired of putting away the noise, and suddenly what it desires escapes through the cracks. Now there are fewer distractions, fewer expectations, nobody is asking anything from you, and no immediate pressure to perform, and that is when your thoughts turn inward rather than outward, and motivation shows up, not loud and aggressive but soft, hopeful, and dreamy, with whispers of, "I could be better," or "I want more than this." At night, motivation rings louder because there's no requirement to act straight away. That's what makes it feel good. You can imagine waking up early, fixing your habits, chasing goals, or becoming disciplined without having to actually feel the discomfort of doing those things yet. Suddenly planning feels like an exciting safe zone instead of a scary road. Your brain relates to this moment since imagining success means using bonus emotions with no effort. Think watching transform videos without doing the workout, or placing an ambitious plan in your life like an item in an online cart knowing for sure you will not pay for that tonight. Hence, at nighttime, motivation appears in all its majestic splendor and overly confident. It's unrealistic to plan for something small. Our variation considers celebrating for anything, perhaps even an overhaul, while the tired conscience romanticizes the future like a movie montage, where everything works out and struggle is never even an issue. You don't visualize having to drag yourself out of bed at 5 a.m. because there are other plans running through your head. You see the end result because your night brain is all about the emotion and creativity, ungrounded in the pragmatic. Thus, the morning after motivation somehow has no theory. It simply disappears, leaving you guilty, confused, as though it has no theory. It simply disappears, leaving you guilty, confused, as though either you deceived yourself or it left you high and dry. And this is when morning brain has entered back into its rightful combat zone. Morning brain remembers effort, consequences, discomfort, and energy level, and it absolutely couldn't care less how inspired you were when you were half asleep. It cares about how tired you are, how cold is that room, and how hard does it really feel at times to change. That doesn't mean the night motivation was fake. It simply served a different purpose. It was showing what you want, not what propels you to act. While that motivation comes at times, it acts as a quiet confession from the version of you that has turned down the fear, judgment, and pressure, and it is often a more honest voice than that of your day with its needful obligations. Night motivation tends to show its face when there is something in your life that feels underwhelming, monotonous, or misaligned, and your brain takes advantage of the silence to nudge you that you can do better even when you are not quite sure how to get there right now. People usually tend to ignore these kinds of motivation while, upon awaking, they turn it into a form of unrealistic promise that ends in self-recrimination and branding themselves with the labels of laziness and lack of discipline. Motivation, as you know, withers away almost immediately. What actually remains in most daily experiences is some combination of systems, habits, and tiny little actions. When the motivation does strike, acknowledge and honor, and then funnel that energy into just one tiny intention, such as writing down one little thing that is actually achievable tomorrow instead of trying to map out an entirely new life at 1 in the morning. Night brain is about vision, morning brain is about execution, and their union is harmony for progress. By the same understanding, you will become more compassionate to yourself. Feeling motivated when comfort is high and pressure is low is not weakness, but humanness. Losing motivation when effort is needed is not failure, but rather your brain doing its job. That flash of inspiration in the dark, don't mock it. Don't dismiss it. This small eruption is a herald. It's like a theory, a gentle nudge from the part of you that still has faith that there exists a rainbow beyond the storm. And once you stop expecting it to carry you around like a toddler and start treating it as a piece of data on your desires, it becomes one of the best tools you'll ever know in self-awareness.